Today we're replacing the lower control arm ball joints in Alissa's R33. If you guys didn't see recently, it failed the human red joint inspection, and these are the things that it needs to pass that inspection. It has to go in the lower control arm. This is the lower control arm, that's the lower control arm ball joint, or the top of the old one at least. So we have to get the lower control arm out to install the new one, because getting them in and out is actually a bit of a pain in the ass. But removing the lower control arm isn't as daunting as it actually as it looks. First thing we need to do is grab some pliers, straighten up this, and get it out. Fucking finally, now that little fucking thing's out. Next thing to do is crack this big one there. And all we need to do for that is grab our 19 and a decent breaker, and it should just pop. Careful of the brake lines. Break right loose. Right, now that that's off, that's free to come down. Not that it will, because it's going to be effing tight in there. Now we're going to crack the two loose that are on the base of the, whatever that thing is. That'll be a 17. So these guys are on here ridiculously tight. Ah, okay. The other side was on ridiculously tight. Beautiful. Let's get that up and out of the way. The next thing we want to do is break off this nut back here, which is the last one for the lower control arm.
No, it's not going to work. Oh, I'll get a big piece of pipe. Fuck me.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, you got to defeat it now.
Okay, now. Right. With that now out, this is completely free to come out. The only thing holding it in there is the old ball joint. So to get it out, I've got this handy dandy thing. I've actually lined this back up, dropped them back in there, and put the bolt back through there, just so it's held stable. We go flat slide up against the part that we're reusing. And just like that, she pops right out. Now that we've got the lower control arm out, we have access to the ball joint. We've got to get this sucker out. First thing you need to do is get the circlip out. In the bin it goes. And then we go to this thing. So get that in there. And that is your old ball joint out. So you can go in the bin now. Give it a wipe down because it's probably going to be greasy and nasty. I'm going to give it a slight scuff just to get rid of any bird edges that it might have in there. Now that we have the old ball joint out and we have access to a clean hole to put the new one in, we can put this in. First thing you've got to do is take off the boot and put these somewhere where they're not going to get lost. And now we have to be careful because we don't want grime and grit getting in there. Only took a fucking shitload of effort, but it's in.
A shitload.
A fucking shitload. A metric shit ton. Ball joint's in. Now I need to get the circlip on the base of that. It's easy to do this before you put the boot on. Now we're trying to avoid that.
Didn't take any sting with you, any skin with it.
Try not to take any of our grease out. Right. Rubber guy, spring on there. Done. It's good to go back in now. All right, let's get this back in. So, this guy can go in first. Right, now we're gonna get this lined up in there. Because it's so stiff now, this is gonna take some force. There we go. Where's the bolt? Fuck. All right, got the two nuts on that. Got this one just lined up and then got that one on. So everything is back in place. We've just got to tighten it all down to the right torque spec. We'll start with this guy. So the torque spec for this one is 71 to 86. 71, so 70 to 86. And there we go. Right, okay. And the torque setting for these guys is 88 to 108. Hit it smack bang in the middle at 98. And that's that sorted. All right, cranking this down. And that spanner there is holding it on that side, it's not gonna turn. So once we get into it, we can actually get some weight on it. Just like that. And with that now tightened up, on both sides, we have now completed the ball joints. So I guess we'll give those wiggles a wheel. I guess we'll give the wheels a wiggle and see if that's fixed the issue, which I should have. These are R32 GTR wheels. I won't name you on camera, but thank you. You saved us a bit of hassle with these and with the tool. Thanks, mate. Done. Can't feel a distinctive like click or anything. And on the other side, there was a very distinctive like clicking, like a do, 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 do. And we could also see the ball joint itself moving now. It needed to be replaced, and replacing one, I'd rather just replace them both so we know, you know, how old they are and we know that they're good for it. I think we'll run it through Hume through another inspection with it as it is, and if they fail it, then we'll jump in and do tie rod ends and other crap. But for right now, that's the front done. Now we've got to jump in and do the rear left or both rear high cast ball joints or bushings, whatever they are. I don't know. Let's do that.